my parents are home. I like it. But first, how about I get a little bit into the main character? I'll be right back.
No, you won't. Who disliked this? Excuse me, this is grade A writing. How dare you dislike this?
Okay.
Heaters going and stuff. When was this upload? Whoa! That's a lot of views.
That's the end of chapter 1.
Get that garbage out of here. Dora said, seatbelts so we can be safe, dang it. I don't know if this might be a second part. Woo! Okay. But now time to read chapter 2.
I could have run away, but something held me back. I don't know. I felt like it was a daydream, like I was in a daydream state. Like I wasn't in control of my actions. This happens a lot, though. Normally there is 2 choices, a good one and a bad one. Normally I go for the good one, but when I go for the bad one, well, let's just say things go out of hand. And, well, bad. An example of this is when I was about 6. There was a man outside of the orphanage. He kept telling me he had a turtle. Maybe it was a kitten. I forget. Well, in that moment, I felt the feeling of dilemma. If I went, I would probably die, or worse. If I got Mrs. Patterson, the guy would probably going to die. Have the worst injuries possible. I pulled up to the orphanage. Mrs. Patterson was waiting on the steps with her trusty ruler.
Hey guys, it's Baldy. Oh goodness. Every time I write something, I find something that's like it, and I'm like, come on guys, I haven't even published my book yet and you're already copying me.
I felt afraid, but I swallowed that emotion quickly. It's kind of like Jennifer Lawrence, like, where's the pizza? It's like, where is the milk? I'm gonna cringe at that later. She asked in an annoyed tone. Where your manners are, I said plainly, walking past her. How dare you, you ungrateful little... She hit me with the ruler on my bare shoulder with her inhuman strength.
That's a good thing to do in the middle of reading. It smells like Wendy's.
I started bleeding. I tried to get inside of the orphanage. Brat from... Sorry. The only bad word in here is hell, okay? Brat from hell, go die. You aren't important, you stupid little piece of... This went on for a while, causing there to be more cuts going along my arms and chest, but the one that hurt most was on my face, my left cheek. That one hurt the most. I started to tear up, but it was then I noticed some kids from the orphanage was there. They didn't laugh, for they knew the pain. They also had scars on their arms and legs, some not from Mrs. Patterson. Now go clean up. Shouldn't there be a comma there? No. I don't want any blood on my bus, she said, waving away. I walked towards the bathrooms. I had a slight limp. I was angry, embarrassed. I hate her. You're a psychopath from hell, I said before I left the lobby. She looked at me with a look I've never seen before, that I definitely haven't seen before. Her eyes were bright red, though that might have been my imagination. I walked into the bathroom and grabbed the sponge and water it. I tried to use as little soap as I could on it. Rapport, remember? I started scrubbing the cuts. They stung. The one on my face was the toughest to scrub. It really hurt. It felt like I hit a nerve, like when you hit your funny bone on a table. It tickled and stung with pain. The ones on my arms were good and rinsed, but the one on my face still gushed blood. I went to get the first aid kit on the wall and found some Band-Aids, surprisingly. I applied them to my face. It seemed to help stop the blood. I walked out the bathroom and went to my favorite tree. I sat down waiting for the bus to show up. Hold on, bathroom. Walked outside. And sat under that weighted? Is that how you spell that? Okay. I looked around and saw the other brats talking in separate groups. Prissy was pointing at me and laughing. Her platinum blonde hair was curled with a gross magenta streak. She wore a pink shirt and light blue tattered jeans. She was sent back with cash from her parents, only so she wouldn't talk about anything that they did. She literally thinks she's some kind of princess. It annoys me. I saw Matthew. He was hanging out with some other boys, but he didn't seem himself. He had a different look in his eyes. I tried to concentrate on his conversation. I have pretty good hearing it's better when it's kind of quiet. I could only hear bits and pieces like, "Oh yeah, she was asking for it," and "I am in love with Prissy."
Sorry, I kind of threw up in my mouth from that sentence. Have any of you guys watched that, like, weird anime cartoon, like, with Ladybug and Cat Noir? The Chloe from that is Prissy. Like, I was watching, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Prissy from my book.
I sat there confused. I thought he hated Prissy. I thought we were going to be friends. I know we just met, but he seemed nice. I just trust people too easily. That's my problem. I really thought he hated Prissy. He must have lied to me. But I might be jumping to conclusions here. The bus finally showed up, and I waited for Matthew. I don't know why. I guess I wanted to call him out on it. He walked up and smiled. I stared hard and cold. "Geez, what did I do?" he said with his hands up in a surrender position, like, "Geez, what did I do?" "Liar," was all I said when I got onto the bus. I sat behind the bus driver, that way if we got in an accident, he would get hurt first. I think. I put "I think" because I don't think that's it. Now I'm going to change that. I sat near the middle that happens a lot. I can't spell because properly. That is where most of the quiet people are.
Riverdale is being so loud right now. Can you please turn it down? I can't tell them that in real life, though.
Could you be more specific? He said, sitting next to me. "Oh, I overheard you talking with some friends. Well, never mind," I said, looking out the window. "How did you hear us? We were like forever away." I stayed silent. Whenever I tell someone what I do, they look at me funny. "Fine. What did you exactly hear? Also, which people?" He said, flustered. That wasn't flustered. His cheeks looked slightly red for some reason. See, I know my book. I can read it with my eyes closed. Alright. The ones near the door, you're saying stuff like, "Yeah, she deserved it," I said in a deep, mocking voice. And, "Yeah, I'm in love with Prissy." Stupid stuff like that. He sighed almost with relief. "So, nothing really important," he said, relaxing on the seat. Jeez, Matthew, you jerk. I tightened my fists till the knuckles turned white. I shivered against the metal bus wall. It was really cold. I think Matthew must have noticed. "Hey, you alright?" He looked at me with those intimidating blue eyes, and he did one of those stupid head tilts like a dog does when it's confused. Oh my gosh. Roast him. "Cold," I replied. "Oh, what happened to your jacket?" He said, still looking at me. I hate it when people stare at me.
I'm looking for a place where this isn't Bella.
"Long story," I said, still looking out the window. It really wasn't a long story, but I didn't want to tell him. "Oh, okay." Alright. Oh, I actually lost it. "Oh, okay." He said, finally not looking at me, and we sat in the silence. I must have fallen asleep, or I went insane for a few seconds. I can never tell which. I started to hear voices, a man and a woman. They were arguing. It felt very familiar. She's a monstrosity, said the first voice. I could tell it was an adult woman. No.
No, Violet, it's me, Christopher Walken. She's like me, Violet. Sorry. I'm sorry. Whoa, hey. But Edna, you're timeless to me. Sorry. No.
No, she's like me, Violet. The second voice... Oh. Said the second voice calmly. That wasn't calm, but... Pretend it's calm. It was a man. They must be married. They sounded like every couple on the street to me. She broke 5 windows, John! She exclaimed. Violet, the name sent a... Violet. That name sent a ringing in my ears. Why is this... Sweetie, she's gifted. It's a natural thing to do as a baby, said John. These names sounded so familiar. It's normal, okay? This is not normal for my kind, John. What are you saying, that we were different or that you hate my kind? Because recently it's been really confusing. He didn't sound condescending there, just desperate to know why. Yeah, sure, that didn't sound desperate. John, you know that I love you. It's just that, well, I just don't like... That part was blurred. I never get to hear it. Then again, I never remember these anyway. It's like those weird dreams you forget the minute you wake up. Though this seems dysfunctional, sad and angry, I wanted to help them, but somehow I knew I couldn't. There was a sound of rolling wheels and a very loud door slam. It was so loud, I woke up and I fell off my seat. I didn't put seatbelts in this, right? Because apparently, when you have a bunch of kids on one bus, you don't need seatbelts. Dora said, seatbelts so we can be safe, dang it. Get that? Michaela editing in the future, please put that in your intro. I slowly opened my eyes. Matthew didn't see me, thank God. Why would you care? I'm confused. He was on the edge of his seat talking to Prissy. I could have said something about how he really feels, if that was true. I'm going to put that as italicized. If that was true. But I'd rather see him crumble and break when he tells her. I slowly got up and sat down. We're finally at the zoo. The pigeons were going crazy, going in all directions, circling everywhere. Was this normal behavior for pigeons? Not just the birds. The squirrels were running in the middle of the street, climbing the walls of every building. But I decided to brush it off. What do I know? I barely go outside.
There is something with the wrongs and birds. Sit down, little Jimmy. I need to tell you about the wrongs and the birds. Oh, goodness. Okay.
Ew. She's your partner? Said Prissy in an ill-behaved voice. Wow. What does that mean? What does that mean? What? Does it mean annoying? Behaving badly, the most ill-behaved of kids and pets you've ever seen. Okay. Oh, hey, I can still record here, though. The camera said that the thing was full, so I'm gonna go on my drive and save it there real quick. That's not how you do things. Is this working? Okay, it's loading. Well, as it's loading, I can go pee. I'll be right back. Everyone who's mad at me for deleting the footage. I have a full edit of it that you can watch, so really, don't even. Don't mind these. I need to edit those. 1980. Is it focused? Is it even focused? Oh, that's the other one. We'll watch this one. This is before I got all dressed, guys. The thing that you guys don't know is that it's extremely hard to see this thing. Cover yourself up, girl. Jeez. with my Wakandan necklace. Not really focused. But that's it. Yeah, gross, Matthew said in a half-hearted tone. When was he gonna tell the truth? Prissy, your personality is as fake as your blonde hair, I said, now making eye contact. To others they may sound rude, but she bugs me. It's hard to be kind to her. It's hard to be kind when she literally thinks she's the queen of the world. Ugh. Why is this, Prissy tried to insult me. She has a hard time with that poor person talking to me. I don't remember how her voice was earlier. Oh, how she tries. How about peasant, I implied. I like helping her insult me. It's funny because she never learns. Shut it! Why is she British? Okay, Kurdish, shouted Mrs. Patterson in a loud, squeaky voice. Time to go to the zoo, but does Hold on. Does everyone have their partner? Multiple people held the other person's hands in the air, yelling, "Yes!" Matthew and I looked at each other. I don't like physical human contact, I mumbled quietly. He smiled and nodded and put his attention back to Mrs. Patterson. His smile seemed pained. I couldn't tell if it was me or Prissy. Probably me. Good. Good! Now you can go wherever you want. Get into the cages for all I care. Harambe. She opened the bus doors and the kids piled out. Matthew and I waited. Hold on. I'm gonna check if this is still recording. It's still recording. Where are the numbers? But seriously though, where are the numbers? Can I like pick this up and drag it? Can I drag it? Can I? Okay, whatever. Alright. It says right here to stop recording, so I'm gonna assume you're still recording. Matthew and I waited for everyone else to get out. Once we did, Matthew went ahead to Prissy. She didn't look happy. Then again, neither did he. Why are there 2 periods right there? What the heck? Excuse me. I tried to focus, again, on their conversation. They were arguing. Maddie Patty! Sorry! If you don't know GT Live, their main character in DDLC was Maddie Patty. That was their character that they named themselves. So when I did that, I laughed really hard. Because this was before I got into that. She started in an annoying, whiny tone. Please don't call me that. Oh, I was about to say, why are there 3 periods? He mumbled grumpily. I don't think there should be periods right there. I think there should be a comma. We were meant to be together. Like water and fire. I cool you off and she pleaded in her high-pitched voice. Pris, we're complete opposites. Anyway, what? Water forces its way through anything, Matthew replied in a depressing tone. Why isn't there a comma here? I started to feel an ache in my chest. Oh, come on, babe. She stepped forward a little too close to Matthew, so close it made him flinch. I felt an ache become more of a burn. I felt angry. I had to dismiss the feeling to fully hear the conversation. Don't call me that, he shouted. He nearly pushed her, but stopped himself. I guess he didn't want to be accused of hurting her for no reason. Sure, no reason, my butt. Sorry. I forget when I write things. This was when I realized I was staring at them, so I quickly tuned them out and walked to the side of the It's the map. With the map and tried to forget that conversation. Maddie Patty. Blackmail. Except she never calls him that because she cares about him. I looked back at them just in time to see Matthew walking towards me. I waved politely. He forcefully smiled. I smiled like that sometimes. So where do you want to go? I tried to ask politely. I was still angry at him, but not as much. I guess I just felt bad. I knew that I felt this scenario before. A feeling of betrayal, a heartbreak, and the awkward friend you go to for help. Past Michaela, tell me what you were writing, because I don't remember that. I just fully went ahead to avoid this before. What? I just fully went ahead to avoid this is not getting into a relationship, a romantic one or a platonic one. What? I'm trying to figure out what I wrote here. I just fully went ahead to avoid this is not get into a relationship, a romantic one or a platonic one, though I think with Matthew, the platonic one is going to stay. Oh, she got that feeling. I want to avoid this. Two? I don't know. Guys, I don't know. He looked at me. He had angry tears in his eyes, which made his eyes sparkle. That helped so much. I mean, no. Alright. Could we go to the reptile house? He said shakily. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Of course. Okay, hold on. I'm just realizing my mistakes. Oh. I started to walk away, but he didn't follow. He was still staring at the map. Did you hear? Not all of it. I hate her. Me too. Come on, let's go. No. I really hate her. Like, deeply. He interrupted. Hey, we all do. Come on, reptiles. Fun, scaly reptiles. I said awkwardly. I'm feeling really nauseous. He stayed looking at the map. I am messing up my mascara. But my eyes are itchy. Ooh, an eyelash. His fists were clenched. He was angry, and I was scared. I am the definition of scary, and he frightened me. Did she hurt you in any way? A question I probably shouldn't have asked. Let's go to the reptile house, he said blankly. I need to put my commas in different places. Okay, I know I'm supposed to be mad at him, but whenever someone else is in sad or in pain, I always feel bad and want to help. I am confusing human being. We had an awkward walk to the reptile house. I looked at the birds. They looked nice, other than they stared at me. Matthew kept his gaze at his shoes. He did seem upset, so I did an awkward shoulder bump. He just looked at me and bumped back. The bumping turned into pushing, and before we knew it, he pushed me into the doors of the reptile house. We smiled and laughed. I felt happy. We stayed there for ages. He pointed out most of the reptiles and told some stupid facts about them. He made him happy, and he wasn't thinking about Prissy. Matthew told me that his favorite snake was pythons. He especially liked how they attacked only if they are surprised, provoked, or protecting their offspring, which he told me over and over and over. It was sweet. You can go if you want, he said after the 50th fact about snakes. That was an exaggeration. You sure? I asked. Yeah, go ahead, he replied politely. Okay, don't backstab me, I said, partly joking. He just rolled his eyes and continued to look at the reptiles. I walked out of the doors. Oh my goodness, hold on. Blinded by the sunlight, I struggled to walk towards the map. Then I found it. The tiger exhibit. I love tigers. They're beautiful creatures to me. I walked to the exhibit. There were barely any people there. That made me happy. I walked all the way there. It was the other side of the zoo, and there it was, in the cage, walking up and down against the walls, staring at the small kids to try to pet it through the holes in the gate. The other ones sat at the far end of the other cage. This is not a safe zoo, I'm now realizing. I walked up to them. They looked up and waved. Hello, I said softly. Hold on. To be perfectly honest, I prefer animals instead of people. I didn't know I made her so relatable. It chuffed and purred and looked at me with its crimson eyes. It tilted its head softly and purred while closing its eyes. I noticed something on its far left cheek. There was a scar. I stroked the bandages on my face. We were like the same. There was talking, loud talking, maybe yelling, but I didn't notice. Yet. You're a pretty creature, I said, breaking the silence. What just happened? There we go. I don't know what just happened. I might have pressed up by accident. It closed its eyes. When tigers do that, it's like they're purring, which means they feel safe with you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Cry to you? No, they're a posh person. What are you gonna do? Go cry to mommy, orphan, said a voice to my far left, and boop. And that needs to be lowercase. The tiger and I looked over, both very annoyed. It was some snob kid yelling at Matthew. Did he follow me? I wonder. Anyway, the boy wore some weird clothes, like a beige sweater vest with a crooked collar poking out. His pants didn't sit right. He was just a horrid mess. A mess that I smell food. Didn't even be taught a lesson. I stormed over. Matthew just looked at him, defenseless. He didn't look scared or defeated. He just looked mad. I got in between him and the brat. Oh, so this girl's gonna protect you. What? You gonna hurt me? I think his voice changed. The brat challenged. I hope so, said Matthew, smiling at me. Yeah, like an orphan peasant girl's gonna hurt me. Try me, I said, stepping closer menacingly. He did the stupid laugh and stepped back to look at me like I said the best joke ever. What's so funny? The fact that we starve every night while you stuff your pig face? No, that you, a girl, think you can hurt me to protect this I don't know what he's gonna say there. He didn't finish his sentence. Why? Because I punched him in the jaw. Sorry. He looked at me. Fear showed in his eyes. But he thought he'd be smart and try to be snarky. Heh, bet you can't do that again. Why am I talking like Christopher Walken? He laughed nervously. Yeah, I can. Oh my goodness. I stepped forward. He got scared and ran away. Too bad. You okay? Matthew said. He walked around to see my face, putting his hand on my shoulder. Yeah, I haven't been able to do that for a while. It felt good, I replied. Why isn't there a period here? What the heck is wrong with me? Oh, so much. No. Oh my goodness. Smiling, I touched his hand, originally to remove it, but then we ended up holding hands. Aw, aren't you adorable? I never held hands with someone before. It felt nice, comforting. We walked towards the tiger exhibit. Matthew noticed something I didn't. I think my mom's making steak. Sorry. Hey, Tyler, where's the tiger? He said in a shaky voice. I looked and all I could hear was roaring. There was a hole near where I was sitting. The tiger was gone. Burr, burr, burr. Burr, burr, burr. Ooh, yeah. Sorry. So, that's chapter 2. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did, except not really. I'm starting to feel nauseous for no reason. Sorry that the camera had to, bug out on us. It was too much for my card. But hopefully I'm going to be using that camera more. But I don't know. I'm thinking about buying a new camera soon. Actually, I found the one that was like $21. It was the best, and my phone needs to stop vibrating. So I hope you enjoyed. Comment below if you want to see chapter 3. I don't think that's gonna happen. But the video before actually reading the first chapter of my book that actually I feel brought most of my fans here, and I am appreciative of every single one of you. Like every comment that I read that's like, you guys you're so good, you deserve like so many more subscribers, or like, I love your laugh, or like, you're just so cool and stuff. It really warms my heart. It really encourages me, because I have days where like, I don't think I should be doing YouTube anymore, not many people like it, or like, I feel like it's gonna like explode any minute and I'm not gonna be able to make videos anymore. I don't know, I just spiral downwards a lot. But I'm really glad that so many of you like it. So yeah. Comment below something. Maybe comment below who's your favorite character so far. I know there's only like 4. If you want me to explain who Chase is, I can do that in a separate video, because I understand a lot of you don't understand who Chase is, and I've been referencing him in a few videos. Like, I'd be like, I'd like grab my little raccoon, I'd be like, oh, Chase, is that you? And like, I understand if you don't understand, but no one's really noticed that anyway. But if you want me to explain who Chase is, I have a little backstory of him, so I can read that to you guys. So comment below if you want to see that. Like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more of my cringy content. See ya, Tiger Lilies.